Hi, this is Mr. Warren. I'm going to be helping you with your big question, does prison work? This is the first lesson in a short series of lessons that's going to help you plan your essay and also write it. Now, before watching this video, make sure you can answer these questions. So have a little look through them now. If there are any that you're unsure about, please go back to your prisons booklet, read the work in there, do some of your own research, and then come back to this video at a later time. Now, let's take a look at the question. You read the statement below in the newspaper. Write an essay giving your view on the prison system. Make sure you respond to the arguments in the statement and use the statistics in your response. Now, it's clear from the short extract below that the writer doesn't think that the UK prison system is very good. It compares the UK system to the one in Denmark, showing that we have lots more reoffending. Now, if you're not 100% sure on what reoffending is, I suggest you go back to that booklet, check the definition, do some more reading to make sure that you're sure what we're talking about here. It further goes on to talk about the fact that we don't have a very big budget for the prison system, and we actually spend more on people who have been in prison and then come out and committed another crime than we do on supporting prisoners in the first place. It's saying that that system isn't working, and it's criticising the government's solution, which is to put people in prison for longer, with longer sentences, and also increase prison places so that more people end up in prison, or more people go to prison for the crimes that they commit. Obviously, it's clear that this person doesn't think that the prison system is very good. You may agree with them from the reading you've done, or you may disagree with them. Either way, you're going to need to pick a side for your essay. Now, it is your view on this, not what this person thinks, so you can argue on either side of it. Right, you may be struggling on where to start with this essay. So what I would like you to do is to split a piece of paper into 4, just like you can see on your screen now. And we're going to write everything that we know about the prison system, but just in short. Now, once you've split it into 4, I'd like you to then split that top corner into 2, okay, so you have a table. You're going to have the things that work on the left-hand side and the things that don't work on the right-hand side, okay? What I'm going to get you to do in a second is to pause the video, and in the left-hand column, you write all the things that work, and in the right-hand column, you write all the things that don't work, okay? As an example, you might put public protection in the things that work column. Okay, pause the video now and write down all of the key words and ideas and things that you would like to say about the prison system, only in short, just in a few words, not long sentences at this stage. Okay, you should now have a long list of things that do and don't work about the prison system. You may have lots of things in the left-hand column and only a few things in the right, or the opposite. Hopefully, that's made it clear to you what side of the argument you are on. Now, for the rest of this plan, we're only going to be focusing on our side of the argument. We're going to look at the other side of the argument and how we bring that into our essay in a later video. For now, I'm going to give you a few suggestions of things that you might write about on either side. You don't have to talk about any of them. You may want to pinch some of these ideas for your own essay. It's entirely up to you, but remember, it's your view. Okay, you might want to talk about reoffending. So the fact that lots of people who have already been in prisons go on to commit further offences when they leave. You might talk about retribution, which is punishment for a crime. You might talk about rehabilitation, which is an opportunity for people to learn and change when they are in prison. You might talk about the fact that there's a lot of overcrowding in prisons, or you might talk about the fact that prisons are underfunded, they don't get enough money to do their job properly. Okay, the next step of the 4-square plan is to firstly decide what side of the argument you're on. So I'm going to say that prisons mostly work in my essay, just as an example. So I'm going to pick headings from the left-hand side of the column. You might be picking things from the right side of the column, which is absolutely fine. So My first heading is going to be about retribution, so I put that as the heading of my next box. I might want to define what retribution is and say that it's one of the main reasons for prison as part of my argument, so I'm going to put that down in a short sentence there. Next thing, I might talk about the history of it, the fact that people have believed in ideas like an eye for a very long time. And also the fact that retribution helps the victims of crime as well. It helps them get over the fact that they've been victims if they know that the person who's committed the crime is being punished for it. Those are some things that I might talk about in that paragraph. Right, my next two boxes are going to be very similar, and I'm not going to do them on screen for you now, but just to say that you, again, use those keywords as your title for the next stages of your plan, and you put 2 to 3 points in each box. And this is your ideal place to put any quotations or statistics, facts and figures, things that you want to reference from other sources, okay? Spend 20 to 30 minutes now writing your own plan. You're going to pick one side of the argument only at this stage. You don't need to write a balanced piece at this point. And make sure you get those facts and figures down because it's going to help you later on. All right, I hope this has been helpful. Spend 20 to 30 minutes now finishing off your own plan.